the wild creatures that have been destroying our fields lately, sneaking up on us in the dark of night and destroying our labor overnight, were at it again as usual. On a cool moonlit night, we were startled by the familiar growls coming from behind the bushes. This time we all set out, not just to scare them away, but to wipe out their traces for good. The rifles were clean, the ammunition checked, the dogs tensed on their leashes, eager to charge forward. If you want to experience the excitement of such hunts with us, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's not just a hunt, it's a struggle with nature, silence, and time. We set out at first light. Dense fog, freshly fallen dew on the ground, and silence. These are the signs a hunter is used to. The dogs were the first to notice movement. Fresh tracks, footprints that still steamed when they hit the ground. Yes, they were here, and we were about to find them. The first contact was on a hillside. 3 wild boars emerged from the thick undergrowth and began to run rapidly downwards. My friend adjusted his sniper scope, held his breath and squeezed the trigger. With a loud bang, a boar collapsed. Immediately after, another one. The last one, trying to escape, was cornered by the dogs. The fight was fierce, but we were in control, of course. If you've watched so far, make sure to like the video and especially subscribe for more of this kind of content. Because this is just the beginning. As we moved forward, we dived deeper and deeper into the jungle. The area was big, the undergrowth dense, and the ground muddy. But it was our job to track. Each broken twig, each mark in the soft earth, tells a story. We read those stories. We are the ones who find the prey from the trail. We lay in ambush on the slope of a hill. Looking down from the hill, we could see a wide valley. The dogs tracked a group down below. We got into position. In mere seconds, a shadow darted out of the bushes. My eyes locked on the scope. I took aim and squeezed the trigger. There was a scream, and then silence. The pig that had been shot rolled into the valley, and then our dogs attacked. We followed it, we didn't lose track of it. There, in the dense undergrowth, it was dying. I finished the job with one last shot, without letting it suffer. Hunting is not sadistic. It's a matter of finding a balance with nature. It requires control, order, and responsibility. And of course, we shoulder this responsibility. Subscribers know that you don't just watch pig hunting here. You watch struggle, strategy, patience, and that deep relationship with nature. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Because the next episodes are going to be much more intense. Later in the day, we came across the trail of a larger herd. We scanned the area from the hill with our drones. There was movement in the thick trees. We immediately surrounded the perimeter and blocked the passageways with strategic settlements. We waited in silence. When the moment came, everything happened in seconds. Dozens of pigs rushed out, panicked, but we were ready. We fired in a series. Falling pigs, echoing gunshots, and dogs barking. It was an operation carried out with human intelligence and discipline in a wild nature. We missed a few, of course, but that's the way it is. There's always the next hunt. This struggle continues because the pigs are getting bigger and bolder every year. And this is not just a farmer's problem, it's a problem for all of us. In the tense silence of the hunt, when the day was not yet fully lightened, we slowly made our way deeper into the forest. The soil was muddy, our boots heavy with every step, putting extra strain on our bodies. But for us, who had years of experience in this terrain, this was just the beginning. Our hunting dogs, who had been lurking since the night, seemed to get restless at the slightest scent brought by the wind, whispering that we should stay alert. But of course, there was no turning back. Our target was clear: to find and neutralize the large herd of pigs that had been wreaking havoc in the surrounding villages in the past weeks, ravaging the fields at night and not showing a trace of themselves during the day. While the villagers live in fear, We are responsible for maintaining this balance. Everyone thinks hunting is just a passion, but it is a duty. We are here to restore peace to the land, to the forest, to the villages. Just then, we were startled by a rustling in the bushes. An experienced hunter would recognize the sound immediately. It was the gait of a big old boar, the leader of the herd. The moment we locked eyes through the trees, time seemed to stop. I held my breath, took aim, and pulled the trigger. The bullet hit the target. The pig staggered but ran away. He was wounded. I knew he couldn't get away. Our work was just beginning. The dogs picked up the trail immediately. We quietly made our way down the valley and into the bushes. If you love the thrill of this kind of hunting, join us in this challenge. Subscribe to our channel and feel the pulse of the hunt with us. As we moved deeper into the valley, the air began to cool. The dogs were suddenly in a frenzy, which meant they were getting very close to the boar. Dark-bodied pigs darted out of the branches and scattered like shadows left and right. I slung the rifle over my shoulder, took aim, and fired the first shot, hitting the target dead on. A few seconds later, another boar appeared. This time, one of my teammates fired. In a puff of smoke, the silence of the jungle was at once transformed into a battlefield. But it was only a small skirmish. The herd was still scattered, and we knew there were larger individuals among them. It was impossible to say that this mission was complete without neutralizing them. As the wind shifted, their scent began to reach us. This was an indication that the herd was no longer far away. Retreat was not an option. As we continued to move through the forest, every moment, every breath, every decision could be fatal. We know very well how aggressive pigs become when cornered, what they are capable of. That's why we all had to tread carefully, stay quiet, and stay alert at all times. It takes courage, but not just courage. It takes strategy, patience, and coordination. If you want more as the hunt continues, don't forget to subscribe if you want to be part of this journey. Every new video shows that you are with us in this fight. When we look back, it wasn't just the footprints of our boots in the mud that we left behind. It was a trail of sweat, patience, caution, and a fight against nature. But we hadn't stopped yet. We still had a boar to track, and the rest of the herd had already retreated to new hiding places. As we climbed up the hill, the sun slowly revealed itself. The light seeping through the trees improved our vision, but at the same time increased the play of shadows. Every movement, every rustle, held the possibility that we could be ambushed at any moment. An experienced hunter knows that in these moments, the greatest enemy is not nature, but haste. When we reached the top of the hill, a few shadows appeared in the narrow valley below. I grabbed my binoculars. Yes, these were of course pigs, and big ones at that. One of them looked very similar to the boar we had wounded in the previous skirmish. Maybe he was the leader. The target was clear, but the distance was long and positioning was difficult. I quietly crouched down, controlled my breathing, and stabilized my rifle. Knowing how a boar moves in a crowd, when to stop and when to run, develops over years of experience. I was patient. I could feel my heart beating, my fingers trembling, but it wasn't excitement. It was the hard rhythm of the hunter's instinct coursing through my veins. I pulled the trigger just as the boar raised its head and turned to the side. A split second of silence followed by a resounding boom. It was accurate. The others scattered in panic deeper into the forest. The dogs immediately went after the pack. We had to seize the moment. Tree roots, loose stones. The slightest carelessness could knock someone down, but we kept our eyes on the target. When we reached the bottom, the boar that had been shot was still on the ground. Its huge body was motionless after a few wiggles. Traces of blood all around, lines drawn in the soil, muffled gasps. This forest was once again witness to the encounter between hunter and prey, but the rest of the herd was still hiding. We were not finished. If you've been following this story so far, You've been part of the excitement. Subscribe so you don't miss any new hunting stories, and follow this battle of nature with us. This is not just a video. This is our way of life. A barking sound from above distracted us. One of the dogs was still on the trail, and it sounded closer. This indicated that a new target was very close by. We checked the rifles, replenished the ammunition, and set off again. Because there is no stopping in this hunt. There is only positioning for the new target. The dog's voice suddenly stopped. This meant either that he had made contact with the boar he was tracking, or that he had lost sight of it. Such silences are the silent harbingers of danger, echoing deep in the forest. I immediately signaled the whole team, everyone in position, holding their breath. A movement behind the trees, then another. At that moment, we all realized that a herd of pigs was heading right for our position. Either they had sensed us, or their journey had unwittingly brought them to the brink of death. Either way, we had the hunter's advantage. I quietly crouched down on the ground and re-aimed my rifle. The boar at the head of the herd was big, muscular, and different from the others. Most likely a female, protecting the young behind her. It could only take seconds for the herd to change direction. That's why when you have a chance, you should take it. I quickly pulled the trigger, and the explosion from the rifle shattered the silence of the forest once again. The first shot was accurate, but this herd was not the kind to disperse easily. The others immediately spread out and instinctively fled. One of the team targeted the second pig, which came out immediately to the right. A second shot echoed. The pig staggered into the bushes but quickly disappeared. We had no choice but to chase it. The dogs were already on the trail. At this point, we realized once again that we are in nature, that it is always testing us. Wild pigs are among nature's smartest and most stubborn warriors. If you really live the spirit of hunting, you never stop tracking them. And that's exactly what we do. Every step we take, every target we hit, is not just a result, but a fight to protect nature. You can be a part of this fight too. If you enjoy watching these moments and want to feel the pulse of every hunt with us, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Every like, every comment gives us morale and strength in this struggle. After half an hour of chasing, we reached the wounded boar's trail again. The blood trail was fresh. There was a muffled humming on the ground. The target was still advancing, but tired. The distance between us was now less than 40 meters. We had to finish this before dark. The team repositioned. This time, the circle was narrowed. My eyes fell on a torso moving through the bushes. I held my breath, took aim, waiting for the right moment for one last shot. Finally, we were facing each other. He was moving slowly through the bushes. He was wounded, but still strong. The fierce will that nature had given him that kept him going despite the blood spilling from his body. The moment our eyes met, time seemed to stop. I touched the trigger without even taking a breath. The gun went off. The pig took a few more steps, then collapsed. I ran to him, and before darkness fell, we had of course completed the hunt. The earth regained its silence, but the adrenaline storm still raged inside us. As I looked at the giant body lying on the ground, I had only one thought in my mind. This was not just hunting. This was a balance between us and nature, and we were here to protect that balance. In these lands where herds of pigs threaten farms, crops, livelihoods, every hunt was a mission. If you don't want to miss these moments, stay tuned. Be a part of this struggle with every new video, every new hunt. But our work is not done here. Deep in the forest, other tracks, other threats, and other struggles are always waiting for us.